Hey, how's it going, guys? So today what we're going to be working on first is there's a Infinity FX35 that needs an alternator. And then on that Yukon where I did the water pump, it looks like it needs an ABS module. So I don't know if we're going to be doing that today, but Victor had talked about me basically just keeping the Yukon for longer just so that we could do more work on it. And then I had my car parked at his place while I'm working on his stuff. So I don't know if that's probably going to be the next thing that we work on, because that's his wife's vehicle and he's worried about the ABS working properly. After that, I just need to catch up on business stuff. And speaking of business stuff, tomorrow there's a guy coming that I'm going to interview, and Lord willing, he's going to be a good fit for us, and he's going to start working the beginning of next week. So that would be convenient, because then I could just focus on doing business stuff and growing the business instead of just wrenching on cars all day, which is what I do right now. So hopefully it's a good fit for him, and hopefully it's a good fit for us. I'll let you know how that goes. And then right now I'm going to go and do that FX35. Alright, so I'm out here at this FX35. We're going to be replacing the alternator on this thing. First thing you want to do is make sure that your battery is disconnected. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do down here is you're going to loosen this belt and take it off. So you got to loosen this nut right here on this pulley. And then underneath, right here, right there, is another nut. So this nut locks it in place, and this is the adjustment. Alright, the next thing I did was I reached up in here and I grabbed this electrical connection, and there's not really any easy way to do it. The way that I did it is I take a little screwdriver or something, and I press the button with a screwdriver or a piece of metal or something harder than my skin, and it makes it easy to press the button, and then I just wiggle it out. It's not really easy. I just kind of worm my hands and my arms up in there. I'm pretty skinny, so it's easy for me to get the electrical connections out. Alright, so the next thing I did was loosen both mounting bolts. There's one right here, and there's one that you can't see that's up on this side, because it's hard to get to the second electrical connection on the back of the alternator. If I could go back, I would probably disconnect I would probably do this step first and then go on to the electrical connections afterward. Alright, I got the old one out, I got the new one in. The old one was hard to get out because I had a giant bracket for all these cables and stuff that I'm not going to reinstall because you don't need them. They're pointless. I want you to try and see what I'm doing right here to get this nut on. So what I've got is I've got a gear head, or a gear wrench, flex head ratcheting wrench. And what I'm doing is I've got it up in there. It's a 12 on the replacement starter. But what I did is I got my wrench up in there like this, and I held this end on to the electrical connection with my finger, with my left hand. And then I got my right hand up in there, and I just kind of, and these are the 120 XPs, so they got a lot of, if I could focus, they got a lot of adjustment. Like, you don't have to move them very far to get them to ratchet. Then I got that electrical connection back in on the other side, and then I'm gonna tighten up this bottom bolt, and I'm gonna tighten up this top bolt right there. Then I'm going to put my belt back on. Now I tightened up these two bolts. I'm going to, I put my belt on, I slid it over my alternator, and I'm going to tighten this bottom bolt until I got some good tension on my belt. And then I'm going to tighten this bolt right here to lock it in place. Alright, so we got done with this alternator on the FX35. It books out about an hour. Took me about an hour. It was a pain in the butt. It's the first time I've ever done the alternator on one of these Infinity FX35s. So I'm pretty happy about about meeting the book time. I'm gonna go grab the customer now, and I think that's pretty much all we got for the day. I'm gonna go to church and then just get back to it tomorrow. All right, guys, keep an eye up the hill. Nim. Nim. You can do this all day. Maybe this time. Maybe this time. Buddy. You figured it out.